Dirty Scratch Eliminator tournaments. Are you dirty enough to come bowl? This is a match between Matt Strauss, the Speedmaster dominant Matt Strauss, and Chad Roberts. And we just shout out to our sponsors real quick. Wolfe Video Productions, of course, for making this fantastic video. HP Bowlers Pro Shop, Ye Old Pro Shop, Roush Sporting Goods, The American Bowlers, Strami's Pro Shop. Here's Matt Strauss on the left lane starting out. You'll get to see the very powerful style of Matt Strauss here. And a little light. 7 count. The main, this is a 45-foot reverse block pattern. If that sounds weird, that's because it is weird. This is probably one of the hardest patterns dirty tournament bowlers have seen. And the main thing that these two bowlers both had to focus on was not throwing strikes, but making sure you left yourself something you can pick up and picking it up. Spare execution is key. Here's Matt, and he gets the spare. So starting off, definitely good. Matt Strauss had the highest game of the tournament to get into the final. He shot 254, which was the highest game by about 20 pins. I'd say a 250 on this pattern was like a 380 game. And here's Chad Roberts. A very, very solid bowler here. You get to see a very smooth style. Pretty boy Chad Roberts. If he starts striking, you might see him do the discount double check. But we'll see how he starts off here. Beautiful shot from Chad Roberts. You see the B on his chest. He is staffed by Brunswick. And you see he's throwing the Nexus Solid. Matt Strauss also throwing the Nexus Solid. So we got a pair of Nexi in the finals here. And Chad Roberts' key here, he's going to be throwing it deep and just letting the surface of the ball really work with the friction in the middle. As I said, it's reverse block. What that means, if you don't know, there's frictions on the inside and there's pure oil on the outside. And here's Chad. And you see how that sparked up. It hit the friction a little bit too early there. He leaves himself a 5-pin. Oh, bowling ball loose. And here's Chad throwing a spare ball at the 5-pin here. Doesn't leave you a ton of miss room, but best way to go on a harder pattern is straight. And there you go. Picks up the spare. Matt Strauss here on the right lane. Matt Strauss recently coming back from a very, very pulled muscle in his right bicep. You see that arm brace on there. It's a very scary incident. But Matt Strauss coming back and in full swing. And here he goes. Dead straight there, leaving a 2-pin. Almost a 2-8. He's going to go to a urethane to pick his spare ball. You'll see how fast he throws a spare ball. And Matt Strauss, throughout the whole day, pretty much stayed as straight as he possibly could and let the lanes really come to him. That's one thing in Matt Strauss's game that's a lot better than a lot of people's, that he can play the burn with the best of anybody. If he can play straight and throw it hard and strike, he's going to be in it, and that's what he did today. We saw a lot of bowlers when it got burnt down using a lot of loft. Chad Roberts included in that. And here's Strauss's third shot off back-to-back spares. Looked a little wide there, and it was 2-8. Now, he just left the 2-pin, he's left the 2-8. He's got to make an adjustment so that that 10-pin doesn't stand with the 2-8. 2-8-10 is pretty much a guaranteed open. You definitely don't want to open in this title match. here's Strauss going for the spare. He's going to go right at it there. No problem. So Matt Strauss, 7 spare, 9 spare, 8 spare there to start it off. And here's Chad Roberts. The interesting part about what the balls that both these bowlers are throwing, their surface. And with Chad playing inside, he might start to see, and this is a fresher, this pair is pretty fresh. It's been sitting out, but no one's really bowled on it. Chad might start to see a little over-under. And he trips the 5-pin late there. But if Chad starts seeing over-under, it's going to be very hard to make an adjustment off something like that, especially with all that friction in the middle and all of that oil if you miss right. And if Chad misses right here, his ball skids, doesn't do anything. If he misses left, he's lucky to hit the head pin on any side. So he has to pretty much hit a dime down there in the lane. If he doesn't do that, he's not going to hit the pocket, on the correct side at least. So here he is with his 4th shot there. And through the face. Missed a little bit left there. He used a little bit of, he might have grabbed it, but if he didn't, he used a little bit loft there just to try to get the ball down lane on this left lane. So we'll see if he can go for the difficult here, 3-6-10. It's not the easiest of spares, but he picks it up. No problem for Chad Roberts, staying clean. Strike 9 spare, strike 7 spare until the 4th frame, and here is Strauss's 4th frame. With a double here, Strauss can take the lead. But he's going to have to double. Strauss standing very far back on the approach. 5-step approach. Wide. That's wide of target. That's all right. Could have easily been a washout. Was not, so now he has a chance at the 1-2. A normally easy spare to make. We'll see if he goes hard and straight at it or throws a strike ball at it. Looks like he's picking up a strike ball here. You might see if he can hook it a little bit at it. Doesn't take much to chop this spare, even from the right side. And we'll see here. No problem. And we got a deadwood. Matt Strauss kicking the pin so hard it wants to come back at him. Back-to-back 8 spares for Matt Strauss. Let's see if he can put an X up on the board. He's going to need at least one of them to win, you'd think. Especially facing a bowler like Chad Roberts. The quality of Chad and the quality of these 2 bowlers are very high quality. This is definitely two solid bowlers here. And here's Strauss. That looks on line. And a strike. Nothing wrong with that. He might have moved just a little bit right or moved his eyes a little bit left to get that line back on tight, back in the strike train right there. Chad Roberts, this has been his good lane. 2 strikes on this lane so far through 4 frames. So we'll see if he can keep it up. Last shot over here, he carried the 5-pin late. Very deliberate setup here. 5-step approach. Definitely deeper there. Through the face. Back-to-back 6-10 leaves. 3-6-10 on the last shot, 6-10 on this shot. He's still in the lead of this match, but Strauss is working on a strike. So we'll see what he can do. Oh, and he just gets the 10 out. That lets Strauss get back the lead in the 5th frame. Chad tell himself to calm down there. He rushed that spare a little bit. You saw him fall off the spare shot. Might have been footing, but it looked like he rushed the shot a little bit. That's what you can't do on spares. You can't take them for granted. And here's Chad. Oh, a little off there. He did do it. And spinning pin will not carry. That's another 6-10 leave. So Chad's last 3 shots have been 3 6-10, 6-10, and another 6-10. Picked up the 3 6-10. You just saw him miss the 6-10, and he has another chance out of here. Don't make the same mistake twice. I know all he's thinking instead is positive thoughts here still. He's not letting that last frame get to him too much. And that looks great. Spare for Chad in the 6th frame. So here's the deal. If both these bowlers strike out, we have a 250. 255 for Strauss and a 227 for Chad. So Strauss right now working on a strike. A double here would be very clutch and put him in the lead by almost 20 pins. Looks good. And he carries it. Carries a 2-8 late. Might have been a little quick, but he had it on line enough to where it'd carry. And you see that power game of Strauss, his roll, he doesn't have a lot of revs. But what revs he does have, his roll's going towards the head pin the whole time it's rolling. Strauss has a very, very good roll, which lets him throw it as fast as he wants to. Fall off a little bit. Oh, and a triple. Strauss feeling it. Turkey time for Matt Strauss, and we are in January. He is celebrating Thanksgiving. Turkey time right now for Strauss. And Chad Roberts switching balls here to a Nexus Pearl. We'll see. This is going to give him a little more length. But I don't know if it'll give him the finish he wants. We'll see here. If this ball change is a wise choice here. Looks good. And he trips out there. Nasty here. 7-8. Trips it out late. That's when you can tell you're throwing the ball good, when you can hit the pocket that light and not leave yourself something nasty. Chad's still playing very, very deep. Left foot in the gutter. So we'll see what he's going to do here. That ball. Oh, that could have been really bad. But he only walks away with a 7-pin standing, and shouldn't be a problem for him. He's going to pick up a spare ball here, go hard and straight right at it. As I said before, it just looks like he's getting over-under on the 2 lanes. 11's through the face every time, and 12's a little light. I don't know if playing that deep right now is helping Chad at all. He can do it, definitely. If anybody can do it, Chad probably can. But I just don't think it's the right line to play at the moment. And we're seeing Strauss go hard and straight here. He's working on 3 strikes in a row in the 8th frame, a dominant lead right now. We'll see here. Oh, and it trips out. Messenger for Matt Strauss. Matt Strauss very calm, cool, and collected. You didn't see, very rarely see emotion out of Matt. Very laid back guy. One of the nicest guys you'll meet, though. And working off a four-bagger here. This is pretty much to put Chad Roberts away. With a spare or strike here, he can do it. And this match is over. Matt Strauss is your champion. Chad can only shoot 207. Matt Strauss can strike out for 250. 255, sorry. Chad Roberts just finishing out here. Second place finish, not bad at all, especially on this. And he moves a little straighter. Still. You see him say he tried. He tried to move a little straighter on that shot and still comes up light. Leaves himself a 2-4. But he's just going to finish out. Chad on pace for 180. Picks it up, no problem. This match, not even close. Strauss proving that speed dominant going straighter is the way to play this pattern on the fresh. Like I said before, this has not been bowled on.
KT, your order's ready, please. KT.
And Chad going straighter again. Not working for him there. But very, very strong showing from Chad Roberts. He'll walk away with a very, very good second place finish there. But Matt Strauss, your champion. What a way to come back from a very threatening injury. Comes back from the bicep strain and wins. Dirty Scratch Eliminator tournaments. He is our next champion. We're going to see if he can finish the game out for a wonderful 250. That'd be back-to-back 250s for him, which his last game was, again, the highest we had all day by 20 pins. So we'll see if he can finish out here strong. Matt Strauss wheeling on her. Not to be, but Matt Strauss is the Dirty Scratch Eliminator Tournament winner for this month. And he's finishing out 10th frame here and picks it up. For a 230 game. There he goes. And Matt Strauss, 231. Congratulations to Matt Strauss, our champion. Thank you again to Wolfe's Video Productions, 8P Bowlers Pro Shop, Yield Pro Shop, Raj Sporting Goods, The American Bowler, Strami's Pro Shop. Sponsors, of course, Wolfe Video Productions making this video. Dirty Scratch Eliminator Tournaments. Are you dirty enough to come bowl one of the premier tournaments in Columbus, Ohio?